guys, so today a video all about boats, boat fishing. To be honest, it's going to be a few videos because there's so much to talk about with boats. To put it in one video, it'd be quite a lengthy video, so I'm going to try and split up into a few little videos and try and target certain things just to answer some questions. And first of all, I'm not the most experienced on boats. I've been fishing on boats now for quite a few years now, so I do know quite a bit, but I'm not Mr. Expert. There's still plenty to learn. There's probably better ways of doing some things than what I do. I'll talk you through my setup. I'll talk you through some of the basics, some of the more detailed stuff, some of the stuff that'll make your fishing easier, and give you a bit of a few things to think about if you are looking at buying a boat. Right, so boat fishing. First of all, why would you want to get a boat? Well, cool. It's nice to get your own little boat, your own little bit of kit, and get out on water. But that's the reason you might want to get it to start with, is that you want to get out on the water, discover some new places, fish some spots that you couldn't fish from the bank, and just you can fish in a different way, and just opens up so much more variety of fishing. I mean, typically in UK, well in Europe mostly, guys who have boats are sport fishermen, flow fishermen. But there's other ways. You don't have to fish with lures on a boat. You can fish, for other species. But typically, mainly that's what people use it for: sport fishing, pike, perch, that kind of thing, zander. So, not everywhere's suited to boat fishing. So, first of all, you need to think about the waters that you're going to fish. Are you going to be fishing up the lakes? You're going to fish rivers, local ponds, whatever you've got access to. You've got to think about where you're going to fish. So that's what I did to start with, and I've kind of gone through a bit of a cycle. I already fished from boats before, as you've seen in older videos. I always used to fish from another guy's boat, but I did want my own, because you don't always fish together with people. Sometimes you want to fish on your own. So first of all, I looked at a cheaper alternative, and it wasn't a real cheap alternative. So you don't have to go straight to getting a boat. You can do like I did, and you can progress, or you can even stick with what you buy first off. So first thing I bought was a kayak. You've probably seen them in some of my really old videos. I bought a kayak, and I bought a cheap one. So quickly, a few pros and cons about kayaks. Well, I bought a cheap kayak. I think a 10-footer, not a massive, not an extra long kayak. So cheap 10-foot kayak. Great for just chucking it in where you want. It didn't cost me much money. You could drag it up and down banking, and it won't you won't worry about getting scratched and all that kind of stuff. The thing with smaller kayaks is they're not as a little bit more manoeuvrable, but they're not as easy for going a distance. So I would chuck it in somewhere and maybe fish half a mile at the most. If you're somebody who wants to fish on the coast, fishing at sea, or fishing the lakes, Scotland, that kind of thing, or you want to travel a bit further on your river, then I'd suggest getting the paying more money and getting like a 14-foot. I forget what lengths they are, 13, 14 foot, proper long kayak. The disadvantage of that is that they're a bit heavier, not massively heavy, but a little bit heavier than I can't remember what it was, 25 kilo or something. This kayak, you can just pick it up with one hand, and be fishing tackle in another. I could walk 100 metres to a spot. So kayaks are great, but whilst you might do the way I did it, which is with 10-foot a cheap kayak, you can also spend thousands of pounds on these fancy pedal kayaks, and if you want to do it properly, they're the ones that you want to go for. If you want to seriously just stick to a kayak, they're the ones that you want. Is an expensive wood. A lot better, a lot comfier, a lot better for going distance. You can use pedals, controls, paddles, and all sorts of them. So you can even fit electric trolling motors to them. So you can basically turn it into a little boat. And then afterwards, whilst I still had the kayak, I progressed to buying a fold-up boat, a porter boat. A porter boat, again similar to the kayak where you could just chuck it on your roof rack in your car. It's basically a fold-up boat. And if you give yourself half an hour before and half an hour afterwards, that's all you need to launch the boat is. And basically it folds in. I put a link to the previous video, but it folds away. You open it up, put a few braces in, which turn to where your seats are. Put your bits and bobs in and tighten a few nuts up, and away you go. And it's really good. Great again for access. A little bit better for comfort because you can stick an engine on. You can fish like you are fishing from a boat. It's just that it's a little bit of a fold-up boat, so it's not. You don't need a slipway, which is great for UK because there's loads of places in UK where there's no access, like rivers and stuff. You know, we've got no slipways for them, so that was great for that. And I've still got a porta boat. Neil's got a porta boat as well, so we've two between us. But they're great for that sort of thing. A little bit more effort involved in launching it, but it's nothing too major. Half an hour, like I say. I've seen people talk about having inflatables. Inflatables, similar type thing, but you've got to pump it up. So yeah, whichever's easy. I've seen people pumping up with a foot pump, so I don't imagine that's easy. But I suppose you're getting a little compressor for that. That'll be the easiest way of sorting dinghy out. But yeah, so porta boat, great boat. If you want a porta boat, there's not many of them about in the UK. Every now and again, one pops up on eBay or on like Facebook or somewhere. I expect to pay about £1,000 for one. So again, with an engine, you might get an engine with it if you're lucky, or you might have to buy an engine with it. An engine, you want to have a light engine for it, so you're only going like a 2-3 horsepower engine, that sort of thing. But it's plenty enough. It'll get you going at 6-7 miles per hour. Most rivers you can't even go that fast anyway. So, but yeah, they're great, sturdy. Two people. I mean, the one I've got is a 12-footer, so there's plenty of room. It's as big as this boat that I'm sat in. There's plenty of room in it, and I think the one Neil's got is a 10-footer, I think. So they're both capable of holding two people, no problem. All your gear, usual stuff. You can put fish finders on it. You can use an electric trolling engine. Most people use them on the rear of the boat, but you can mount them on the front if you modify the boat. So they are a good little tool. So look them up. It's another option to get you fishing. And similar to similar idea to a folding porta boat. Another boat that you wouldn't need to have a trailer is you can get some really light aluminium boats, as in 8 and 10 foot, and even plastic ones. Some plastic ones that you can basically chuck on top of your car or your van, and they probably weigh 30-40 kilo if that. So 1-2 people can get them off the top of the car, chuck them down bank, and you can get access to places. So keep your eyes open. eBay, every now and again something pops up. Facebook. And then on to my boat. So I bought this boat a bit ago. I've not used it in any videos. We just went fishing. Me and Neil, had some good fun. And this one's a 12-foot sea nymph aluminium boat. Sits on a trailer, so I just hook it up, drive off to my spot, launch it, and I can launch it within 7 minutes or something. Everything's done. It's kind of set up to chuck it in water. A bit more comfort. You can have things a bit more mud cons on this. There's no messing about having to unfold the boat or lift it off top of a van or car or something. You can have it all rigged up and ready to roll. So I do prefer these for comfort. Unfortunately, in UK there's just not that many places you can fish them. So we've got to have a bit of a trek up to lakes or to Scotland at some point. Rivers, there's not many rivers you can do. So do your own work first. Don't go out buying a boat if you want to get anywhere to fish it, because they're a lot of money. Some people say about the boat that they actually stands for bring out another 1,000, because it can be expensive. But if you've got nothing else to spend your money on hobby, boats will easily eat up your money. So we'll have a look at my boat in a future video, and we'll also have a look at some of the stuff that comes with boats and some of the things to think about. But boats are a great way to fish, especially if you've got you and your mate on it. I do enjoy fishing on my own, but yeah, you and your mate, bit of a chin wag, get some food and drink, and not beer, food and drink, and off go out fishing and just exploring and just having a laugh. And you can go out with, I'm kitted out with quite a few mod cons, which we'll look at in next few videos. But you can just fish with a boat. You don't need anything else. It's exactly the same. It's a fishing platform, just like fishing front bank. Take your rod, fuel those, and off you go. So you don't need anything major. Apart from being safe, so we'll talk about some more about that sort of stuff next videos. But yeah, that's a little bit of an intro into the videos. I'm going to do more on boats, going to look at the next few videos are all going to be about boats and try and answer a few questions, give you some things to think about. Like I say, I'm no expert, but we'll get it covered. So remember, like and subscribe, and as you've probably noticed by now, these videos are coming every 2 days, so we'll keep some more coming. Lockdown's a bit of a bummer at the minute, but we're here to stay, so fishing from the garage.